Good evening, and I'd like to say what an honor it is to be here, and all the other inductees, award winners, and those that have come. Had a chance of meeting some real legends like Dave Campbell, who's clearly written the Bible for football. I agree with Mike as it relates to the Texas tradition and culture of football. This is the best place on earth to play football. And, we've built it over time. So it's nothing anyone's going to ever be able to erase. I like to say, growing up in Beaumont, Texas, had many people that was in my life. Started with my family, sisters, brothers, aunt who's here. My father's here. My mother passed in the last year. But in my life, I would tell you my family had always put confidence in us and made sure that we had a focus about what we would do. Beaumont, Texas is a refinery town. My family was a railroad family. Generations. My grandfather owned a business. We all worked the business with the railroad. My father, who's here, is who I consider the legend of the family. Without being narcissistic, I'll tell you about the legend of Jerry Ball. It really has nothing to do with me, but had to do with the standards that was set, by my father. My father would drive for 10 years, 7 days a week, to work from Beaumont to Houston. And never was late, never missed his job, not one day. I have my closest friend in life, Darryl Colbert, who's here. And when you go in and you receive these type of awards, there's no way that you can actually say that you've achieved it alone. Darryl, as a friend, was with me the days I didn't want to go work out. As a big guy, he's a receiver, I'm a big guy, so he wants to jog 5 miles and I want to walk 5. But in that, I wanted, Darryl to know, and other friends that we have, that, as I go in, they go in with me. The community that I'm from is, in general, considered what we call the Pear Orchard. I'm from a little community called Silver City. You got the Bubba Smiths, the Jerry Levi's, the Mel Farrs, Miller Farr, number of guys during my father era that made it. And as a kid, when I would play Little League football, I would hear older guys say, "That's Jerry's son." And I'm like, he said my name. But I didn't know he was talking about my dad. Humility is a great thing, because my father never told me one thing about what he ever did playing ball. But all of the men in the community and all the people that watched him play, they did. And I remember as a little kid going to get the annual, the high school annual, and I'm looking for the picture of my dad running the ball, and he played back in the days where there was no mask, and he ended up getting his front teeth knocked out. So when I was a little kid and I would see him, he would come up to us smiling, and he'd pop his bridge out. And I'm like, okay. But in that, what I'm here to say tonight and say to him is how much I admired him, and he was my legend. A lot of kids, single family home. I grew up in a great home. A lot of kids look outside of their home for role models. Mine was there, and others in my family were there. And so when I go in, they called and asked, they say, "Jerry, how you want your name to appear on the plaque?" I said, "Jerry Ball." not Jerry Jr., because my dad gave up the opportunity to go play ball to take care of his family. So when I go in today, you're in here with me, man. I love you. Thank you.